Really?
We're recording now.
Okay.
Hi, welcome to the Taco Podcast. I'm Will.
I'm Crystal. Oh, you're going to steal my part of the intro, but
I
you're not going
did.
to finish it?
I totally stole it today. Because it's Father's Day, so I get to go first.
Oh!
It's all about me. Woo! I hope everyone is having a wonderful day today. So, me and Crystal, for Father's Day, I'm going to take a short couple hours and a barbecue for everyone in my family, because, well, that's what you do on Father's Day, is you have to work when everybody else could be doing it for you.
Okay, that is a gross mischaracterization of what happened. What happened is Will decides he's going to take over the barbecue part because if he doesn't, we'll ruin it.
They will. They don't know how to barbecue. They don't. They put the, we cook on with briquettes. We don't use gas. And they'll just throw a bunch of briquettes in there, set them on fire, and then just throw the steak right on top of it.
That's not true. We wait until it goes down a bit.
Yeah, well, that's not the way you do it. You set the briquettes to one side, and once they get white hot, and then you put the steaks off to the side of it, so it's not direct. It's indirect heat. You want indirect heat. Otherwise, you're going to get a dried out piece of meat.
See, I know that you're lying because I've seen those Burger King commercials, and the flames are directly on those patties.
Yeah, but you're not. Okay, you just spent a ton of money on really good quality steaks.
It wasn't actually all that much money. They were on sale.
Okay, but normally they are really expensive steaks.
That's true. That's why I don't buy them usually.
And there's a difference in the quality of meat there versus a burger. A burger can be made of anything, leftover scraps. It can be made out of any cut.
Nope, do not ruin burgers for me.
Yes, you can. You can make a burger out of anything.
Do not
the
ruin
leftover
burgers
scraps of everything. After they get done, you have to get done butchering a cow. Whatever's left over on the bones, you can scrape it all off and throw it in and make a burger. Yeah, you can. I mean, the good quality burgers will have a different, have some chuck in there, some more of the leaner cuts. You throw it all in there together with, with some fat. I don't like the.
He's trying to ruin burgers.
The 90. I don't like the 90% lean hamburger. It's just not for me.
I remember reading somewhere.
How about you? How about everybody else out there? Do you like the leaner cuts of meat, when it comes to a hamburger, or do you like the juicier, more tender, hamburger, meat that has maybe 85%, lean, maybe 75.
I remember
I'm not
reading
going to cook the crap out of it.
The fat content of meat is part of what is appealing to it. So you're looking for, when you're picking steaks, you're looking for good marbling. But does
like
that
Wagyu?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The spaghetti sauce?
That's Ragu. Ragu, not Wagyu. Oh my gosh. See, this is why I never send you to the store to buy steak. You can go pick out some pasta sauce. But I'll pick out the steak.
Does that translate well to hamburger?
What?
Fat content.
Because you want some in there. Another tip when it comes to, like, if you're gonna make your own hamburger at home, you grind it. Another tip that actually helps is throw some ice shavings in there. Not ice cubes, but like, small little pellet sizes of crushed ice in with the meat, or butter. See, butter, they do butter at, it's going to come to me. I can picture the blue and white sign of the franchise chain. They don't have them here anywhere. Not Fuller's. Oh, it's right there on tip of my head, though.
Oh, wait, is it the place that makes those little nasty sliders that you like?
That's White Castle, and they're not nasty. Shut up. My God. Why do you always have to diss my food? That I can picture the sign in the restaurant. Blue and white sign. It's going to come to me. It will. Like 3 o'clock in the morning, it's going to come to me. I'm going to wake up from a dead cold.
Please don't wake me up. Keep it to yourself.
Honey. But they put butter. They grind their meat and then they put butter in with it. And what it does is, they use a leaner cut meat and they put frozen butter chips in it. It's so good when it's so moist and juicy when you bite into one of their burgers. Really good. We have them all over back home, but they don't have them out here where we live.
Y'all eat a lot of butter
Anywhere.
back where you came from.
Yes, we do, because, well, we're humans. And butter.
Wait, so everybody else who doesn't eat that much butter isn't?
No, they eat, petroleum-based products like margarine.
Margarine's gross. No one eats margarine.
Some people do.
No, margarine is...
Some people have to because they can't, for dietary reasons, they can't have butter. So they have to, convince themselves that...
Maybe those people aren't human?
Huh?
Maybe those people aren't human?
The margarine eaters?
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not saying that those people are not human. I'm just saying that the people who don't eat butter are
the ability to
I
eat...
just repeated back to you the
Yes,
same thing.
you
I just
did.
put it a different way. But
The ability to eat milk products after like age 2 is a relatively recent mutation in humans.
is it?
Mm-hmm.
So what does that have to do with Father's Day?
Fathers are humans.
No, they're not.
And mutants.
We are superheroes. Mm-hmm. I looked it up. Every father is a superhero.
Yeah, you are.
Yes, I am. And even if I'm a superhero only in my own mind, I am a superhero. But so I was curious, different traditions around the world, and different traditions here in America. It's not as there used to, the stereotypical Father's Day, Father's barbecue, put on the apron, standing over a hot grill for hours, cooking, slaving away, making, cooking food for their families. That used to be a tradition, but it's actually on the decline, massively on the decline, because what do they call Elizabeth's generation?
Millennials.
Are they millennials?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, what I don't call them millennials. There's something else.
Gen Y.
Gen something other. Pick a letter of the alphabet and throw it after the word Gen.
Yeah, no, because we're Gen X, or I'm Gen X. You're a boomer.
As they have done away and phased out more traditional standards like their parents had, dating. They don't date the same way that we did when we were younger. Well, I should say when I was younger. I mean, you got into dating, right around the time I was in college. So, but the traditional dating and courtships, they're being phased out to more of the, FaceTime, or instead of having boyfriend and girlfriend, it's more friends. And they're putting things off to later. And when it comes to traditions, like Father's Day, Mother's Day, and stuff like that, they more are celebrate a more binary, holidays. Is that the right word? Not the right word.
I don't know what binary holiday means.
Instead of celebrating Father's Day or Mother's Day, or a day that has the name of of a actual male or female, they celebrate it as a day of, if they celebrate it at all, it's more of a parent's day.
So what you probably want was non-binary then?
Non-binary. Okay, whatever. See, us close. They celebrate it as more of a parent's day than a Father's Day or a Mother's Day. That's where the little stupid things you see being passed around on Facebook, that they want to do away with Mother's Day and replace with Parent Day.
Oh my God! Nobody wants to do that.
I know, but people believe this stuff because it's on the internet. If it's on the internet, it has to be true, right? But as their generation, now is getting to the age where they are having children of their own, they're not celebrating the holidays, and traditions like their parents and their grandparents and everybody else has celebrated. For Father's Day, they did what I looked up and I found online was in 2000, just in the year 2000, 67% of all households said Then on Father's Day, the father barbecues, on that day, or cooks something, makes something, some kind of food that day. And the last one was in 2018, so 18 years later, and that had declined to just over 52%. So almost 15% or whatever, decline.
Mm.
So, and I'm sure with COVID, that's not helping out either. People are.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Not even more of a reason to decline or not go celebrate it. But I'll be damned if people skip Mother's Day. Y'all just you just getting rich, getting wealthy, getting lavish. The average.
Was there a second Mother's Day that I wasn't aware of that happened?
No, you only get one.
Because
one a year.
I don't remember anything lavish.
I'm going by what I was reading online.
Oh, okay.
About what the average when it comes to Father's Day, the average spending on Father's Day gifts is a fraction compared to what people will spend on Mother's Day in gifts for their mothers. It's right around 20% of the what the total for one versus the other. So you guys are making out like bandits. And it's not fair. I should have multiple holidays celebrating me.
Yes.
It's all about me. Oh, sorry, ladies and gentlemen. We're experiencing some severe heat in our area, and the humming that you hear in the background now is our air conditioning for our studio. I'm truly sorry for the background noise. If you can hear it, I'm pretty sure you can, because we did a sound check and we actually could hear it, but it was a low, humming noise.
What Will's trying to say is, without this, he's going to die.
I'm going to die. I can't. My hyperthalamic is damaged. And is that what it's called?
His hypothalamus is damaged.
That's it. That thing there. See?
Which impairs his ability to regulate his body temperature.
And when it is hot, I'm extraordinarily hot. When it's cold, I'm warm. So.
It's in your head.
I know, it's all in my head. It's all in my head.
No, I mean, like, the hypothalamus is in your own head. You should know how to say hypothalamus.
Hypothalamus.
No, what? Get out.
Hypothalamus.
Get out. I'm finishing this.
My hypothalamus is damaged. My hypothalamus. That's a funny word. Hypothalamus. I might just say that all day long now.
It literally means under the thalamus.
Under the thalamus.
Oh my god, I don't know.
Hypothalamus. Hypothalamus. Hypothalamus.
Hi, welcome to the Taco Cast. You've come to the Thalamus Hour. We're Taco. Jesus. This guy here that I married, this is not Taco, this is Will.
Nope.
Where he's gonna...
I'm not Taco. Hypothalamus. Oh, I remember when I was younger and I had to walk uphill both ways in the snow, eat dirt, and I had a damaged hypothalamus.
What do you mean you remember? You still have a damaged hypothalamus. It hasn't fixed.
See? I still have a damaged hypothalamus. Oh, man. So, we got, what, 10 people coming over today, total?
10, yes.
So, there's going to be 10 people for barbecue. We're making steak.
Mm-hmm.
So, really good, what are they? Well, the ones you get, the 4 of them are bone-in
Ribeye?
Ribeye steaks. Yeah, really big ribeye steaks. Jesus Christ, they're like that thick.
They were on sale, $7 a pound.
Yeah, and then the other ones are bone out, no bone, same cut.
I don't know. I
Well,
don't know how to evaluate a steak really all that well.
4 of them have bone in, and 4 of them have no bone in. But we also, so I mean, that's only 8 steaks, but we have 1 vegetarian, so that drops it to 9. And then there's my little man, who we'll give him some, but he's not much of a steak eater. So we're also going to make hot dogs, all the fixings for hot dogs. You know, I started off with we got the diced tomatoes done, and we'll have onions and relish and ketchup and all that stuff to go with it. And, on hot dog buns. So we got all that.
Maybe we'll have relish. I just need somebody tall to get it out of the.
Yeah, it's in a cabinet where she obviously can't reach it.
No,
If she gets 2 step ladders, she might be able to get to it. It's on the top
You put
cabinet.
it there on purpose. Tall people do these things on purpose so that they can lord their tallness over the short.
No, I lord my ketchup and mayonnaise over you, because that's where it just happens to be a shelf that is out of the way in the cabinet, and I buy things in bulk. And I don't go to like Costco and buy like the giant thing of ketchup and and mustard and mayonnaise. That's just waste of space in my refrigerator. To be able to store those afterwards. But whenever I can buy Heinz or ketchup or mustard on sale, I'll buy 10 bottles, because if I can get a good deal on it, that's who I am. I'll buy it. And so I always put all these things on the top shelf because it's out of the way. So there's 5 or 6 jars of mayonnaise there. We use Hellman's. Most people might know it as Hellman's. Here on the West Coast, it goes by the name of Best Food mayonnaise. We don't use Miracle Whip because it's not something that you would use for anything at all. It's a salad dressing.
I have a small jar.
It is. She has a small jar of Miracle Whip in there. I saw it. I almost threw it away. I saw it in my refrigerator, and I was like, "What the hell's this?" And it's like when we buy butter, we always buy either the Irish butter or we buy the good quality butter, because you can taste the difference, So that's why it's on the top shelf. I was just explaining to everybody why I put it up there. It's not because you're short, although I do find it funny watching you have to get up onto a step stool, to get up onto a chair, to get up onto the counter, so you can reach the middle, just so you can reach the middle shelf. I mean, I could put it on the pantry shelf.
Is this my happy face?
No, I mean I could put it on our pantry shelf, but all that liquor our daughter bought is taking up an entire shelf.
So our daughter bought a lot. Somebody was moving or something. I don't remember exactly the circumstances, but they were selling basically the contents of their liquor cabinet.
Oh Jesus! It's the contents of a bar.
For like $100, and our daughter, who's 23, she was 20. I think she was 21 at the time. I think she just turned 21. Bought this lot that they were selling, and Will's not exaggerating. It's a bunch of alcohol. And then, of course, she wasn't sure what to do with it because she had all of this alcohol, and she doesn't drink that much, so we're still not entirely sure why she opted to buy all of this alcohol.
It's a lot.
So a good half of our pantry is just full of this alcohol that our daughter bought because I got a really good deal. And she did get a really good deal. She got a really, really good deal.
Yeah, only about 6 of the bottles were ever opened. The rest of them are all sealed.
Yeah, and there's some good top shelf stuff in there. But
there's some really. I mean, some of that Crown Royal that she got. I mean, some of that stuff goes for $70 a bottle.
There's also some nasty stuff in there like tarantula, which nobody likes.
That's mouthwash. Why would anybody want to drink tarantula, tequila? It tastes like mouthwash. It tastes just like Listerine. Or no, actually, it's more of a scope mouthwash. So I mean, you could use it as that.
Anyways, yeah. So a good half of our pantry is taken up with random bottles of alcohol that we've had for going on 2 years that I've started using as window stops.
Yeah. Our house was built in 1944, so the windows have the weighted pockets in them that raise and lower the windows on ropes, but they'll stay up generally by themselves. But you can open them up and then put a liquor bottle in, which must look really great to our neighbors. All the windows are propped up with random bottles of liquor. They must be like, wow, guess they're drinkers. Little they know, we're just using it to prop the windows open because we have so many of them.
Yeah, and really, who drinks Absolute Pepper?
Absolute Pepper? Is that one of them? Oh, God. You know, I the honest truth, I have not gone through all of it. I just noticed that, there's an awful lot of it. It takes up an entire shelf of our pantry, and there's no place else to put it anywhere else. I thought about boxing it all up and hauling it to her bedroom and saying, "Here, you find some place to put it." Which I know if I did, she'd just put it in, the guest bedroom and take up a shelf in there with it all.
Yeah, like I said, we could put it in the basement, or we could leave it in the pantry and continue to complain about it.
Right. That's what I'm going with. I'm going with that one because gotta have something to complain about. Something to to keep you going every day. Get up, look at it, and go, I'm angry. Apple farmers. Apple farmers. You remember that? I just told away. We're not even anywhere near Father's Day, but anywho, what was it? Calgon?
Calgon, take me away.
Yeah, Ancient Chinese Secret, wasn't that Calgon?
What?
Calgon, wasn't it Calgon the Ancient Chinese Secret, or was that Tide or something like that?
What? No, I think you're thinking of. You mean like those Pearl Cream commercials where that lady was always there trying to convince people to buy like face cream?
No. One of them used to use the campaign slogan, "Ancient Chinese Secret."
I'm pretty sure that was Pearl Cream.
I don't know. You have a phone right there. You should look it up.
Do I?
Campaign slogan.
Campaign slogan.
Yeah, product, promotion. Ancient Chinese Secret.
I'm sure
it was like Calgon or something like that. But anyways, I was watching a flashback to one of them, and they had they were listing all the different stars who appeared in that actual ad for that product, and I thought it was Calgon.
Oh shit! You were right.
Is it Calgon?
Yeah, 1970s Calgon commercial, Ancient Chinese Secret.
Yeah, but they had I don't know if there's a YouTube video of it, but anyways,
there is.
The reason why, yeah, but the Calgon commercial I don't know if the video I was talking about is on YouTube, where they had a list of all the different stars who had appeared in Calgon commercials. They had everybody from some of the cast of the TV show Barney's Miller were in it. I mean, I was like, Jesus, that is overtly racist. The commercials are, but it was a different time. The reason why it came to mind was because Drew Barrymore was in one of the shows. She was also in a Burger King commercial or something like that as well.
So apparently,
she did a lot of commercials.
Apparently, the Pearl Cream commercials also did the same thing.
What?
The Ancient Chinese Secret.
You're on Pornhub.
That's what?
I'm like, yeah, that's a different kind of Pearl Cream. But yeah, it came up as different stars, who appeared in television commercials and advertisements. And it was like this Father's Day special that I was watching this morning. So growing up, do you have any particular memories, that about your father growing up that you think back and you're like, that's something that Dad did for me, my father's, memory. Well, while you think about that, I'll tell you one of the memories I have of my father. I mean, obviously, my father passed away, when I was 10. So, but I was probably about, I'd say 5 or 6, somewhere in there. Might have even been younger, 4 or 5. But anyways, I have a distinct memory about fishing from on the shore bank and on the boat dock outside of our town. It was only about 2 blocks from our house, the St. Croix River. So we walked 1 block down and then another block, and there's the damn river, Mississippi and the St. Croix are right there. But we would fish right there, and I just remember never wanting to sit still. I know, right? Me, of all people, never wanting to sit still, and I was bored of the entire thing until I watched my dad catch a fish, and then I was like, I want one of those. I didn't make the connection of what we were doing, fishing, and then he caught one, and I was like, I want one. So then, I actually sat down and paid attention. I was like, why am I not catching one? Daddy caught one. I want one. Why can't I catch one? And I'm just sitting there staring at my bobber, and he told me, watch your bobber. And I'm like, okay. And I'm watching it, and then it disappeared, and I didn't know why it disappeared. I hadn't made the connection yet. Maybe I was dropped on my head a lot as a child or something. I don't know. But do you have a memory that you'd like to share that that reminds you? Because this is Father's Day.
Well, yeah, actually, not of my dad, but you were talking about fishing, and I remember my grandpa used to take me fishing when I was little. My grandpa's the one who actually taught me how to fish. And we were camping. They had an RV. Well, they had a camper on the back of their truck. We were camping, and Grandpa took me to go fishing, and he had to go get something back from the camper. And so I was there. The campsite wasn't too far away from the lake we were fishing in. And I hadn't caught a single fish, by the way, the entire time that I've been fishing with Grandpa. So I'm pretty sure he thought it was safe to head back to the camper and come back. Well, I caught my fish, right? Well, I did just like Grandpa taught me to. I gave a little yank to the pole, to set the hook, and I reeled my fish in. Well, now I had my fish. What do I do, right? Well, Grandpa's got the bucket. I think that actually might have been why he left, was because Grandpa caught fish and the bucket was full. But anyways, Grandpa's got the bucket. Well, I don't want my fish to die. And I remember fish need water to breathe, right? So I've got this poor fish. It just looked like a little flat pumpkin fish, like maybe this big, right? I've got this poor fish on the hook. And I'm like, okay, well, Grandpa went back to the camper. I'm going to go back to the camper. I've got my fish, but I don't want my fish to die. So every time I came to a mud puddle on my way back to the camper, I would dip this poor freaking sunfish in this mud puddle, let it sit there for a couple of minutes. Then I'd start walking back, come to another mud puddle, put my fucking fish in it. I finally get back to the camper, and I'm like, Grandma, where's Grandpa? I got a fish. And she's like, oh, you got a fish, right? She comes out, and she's like, how's it still alive? And I'm all proud. I'm like, I know that fish need water to breathe, so I stuck in mud puddles all my way here. Look at this poor traumatized sunfish. But Grandma and Grandpa kept my sunfish alive for me. I was very proud of myself.
What did they do with it?
We eventually did have to let him go because I wasn't allowed to keep a sunfish for a pet. But they let me keep him the whole time that we were there camping. I kept him in a bucket.
Well, why couldn't you keep it as a pet?
Well, we didn't have a tank that we could put him in.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I had to go put my little sunfish
I did the same thing. Something like that. Not, torture it with mud puddle water. But I did we went fishing one time when I was in the 2nd grade. So what age that would be. But I remember I was in 2nd grade, and we went fishing at one of the local dams around here, and we had caught a whole bunch of fish, and we were out on a boat, and it has a live well in the boat. You throw the fish in after you catch it, so they're in water, so they stay alive. And we drove all the way back home. 3 or 4 hours later, the fish are still alive in that live well. So I took them out, went downstairs into the basement of my mom's house, filled the igloo cooler full of water, and to the top. And then I threw the fish in there, thinking they were going to survive and they were going to be my pets in an igloo cooler. And Well, that didn't last very long. They didn't make it through the night. Apparently, that water has to be oxygenated or something.
Yep, it has to be aerated.
I didn't know that. See, I skipped that day of school because I just knew that they needed water to live, and I had given them plenty of water. And I don't know why they were dying, but they did. But they tasted so good, though. Yep. So, Father's Day. Did you guys buy me a gift for today?
We did.
What'd you get me?
It was the gift of our everlying devotion.
So that's a no.
No, actually, we blew most of our budget yesterday when we sent you golfing.
Oh, okay. See, every 3 years I get a gift. You know, Father's Day, birthday.
So what
fall.
happens is,
Yeah, okay.
Will wasn't able to go golfing at the place he was supposed to go golfing.
Man, that really sucked. I mean, it was a good thing, you know, what they were doing.
So
but
we gave him money to go golfing, right, for his birthday. It was his birthday yesterday.
excuse me.
And we had money to get him a Father's Day gift, but then he wasn't able to go golfing at his regular place. So the daughter and I decided to give him additional money so that he could go to golfing at the other place.
I pay thousands of dollars every year to be a member of a golf course. So, and I'm supposed to have what they call express check-in because I'm a member. I have a card. I swipe it, boop, it lets me in, and I can go play, you know, anytime I want and as much as I want. We got to the golf course yesterday, and they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, you can't golf today." And I'm like, "Why not? It's my birthday. I want to golf." And they looked at me and they said, "Oh, we're sorry. We have a massive tournament that is going on today, in about 2 hours, and they bought the course for the entire day, all of it." And I'm like, "All of the course for the entire day?" And she's like, "Oh, we'll be lucky if we get all these golfers in and out before dark, before nightfall." Because otherwise, we're going to have to go out, and they really did. They had generators with these giant, floodlights on them, because they weren't going to be able to, just in case they weren't able to get all of the golfers in before nightfall, and they didn't. They still had 16 people coming in on the back nine at dark, so they were there all day. But they rented out the entire course for the entire day.
Yeah.
You couldn't go. You couldn't even use the. You couldn't use the restaurant. Couldn't go to the bar. Nothing. They had 100% of the entire course. And I'm like, this sucks. But anyways, so what we ended up doing was, me and my friends. I came home. I got my trailer. I went and picked up my golf cart, and we went to another course and played. Not the best course in the world, but it's a course that we like the owner of that course. But we went there and played, and then my friends took me out for dinner and for a couple of drinks, and then I came home. So, but I gave you back some of your money, though.
Mm-hmm. I spent it on charcoal today.
Yeah, right. So we can do it again. All right. Well, I think we've rambled on enough about Father's Day. Did you call your dad and tell him Happy Father's Day?
Not yet.
I think you should probably do that.
I was going to sing him another song.
Huh?
I was going to sing him another song.
You want to make a video of it and then, if you're singing it and then send it to him?
Ooh, that'd be a good one.
Yeah.
Because the last one we just called and left it on his voicemail. I mean, I wonder how he liked that last song that I made up for him.
Well, why don't you let everybody else here know?
Well, it's to the Golden Girls. Thank you for being a friend or whatever, right? Yeah, it was to that theme song, and it was thank you for boning my mom.
So why don't no, sing it for the audience.
I'm not going to sing the whole thing.
Well, I don't know all the words.
Yeah, it was.
Sing it, please.
Thank you for boning my mom.
Well, I mean, it is true. I mean, he did bone your mom,
Right?
otherwise you wouldn't be here.
Yeah. Of course, my dad appreciates that kind of humor. My mom, on the other hand, when she found out, she made her disapproving
Mortified?
face. Yeah, she made her disapproving face, but Yeah. Oh, and then there was one year that Elizabeth and I both called, and we left a voice message.
That's her daughter.
On the dad's answering machine, where we sang a modified version of the Mama Sheba song.
What's that? Mama Sheba song.
Well, there's part of it where it's like, I love my mother, I love my father too, and we sang that little snippet. Oto sakasukite, okasa motsukiyo.
Do we have birthday candles?
Yeah.
My sister wants to know.
Yeah.
Because we're having a birthday party here on top, on top of it all. She went to go get the cake. He gets cake.
I made a cake. I
haven't had any cake.
I made a cake. Okay? And so this guy doesn't check his phone. Okay? So he says, as he's leaving, I'm not going to get a cake. And I'm like, you're getting a cake. We've got the recipe. We've got everything. We're making you a cake. He's like, whatever. I didn't get a cake last year. So
I didn't.
we have the cake. And it's a really good recipe, but it's kind of hard because, like, part of it, you got to make like a meringue and fold it into the batter. And I have never in my entire 40 years on this planet been able to make a meringue at any time. But I still try. So what actually winds up happening is, for this particular recipe, you get a meringue-like substance in there. Anyway, point being, I am out one ingredient that I need for the filling for the cake. So
favorite tartare again?
No, the lemon.
Oh.
So
that's the one that always gets me. I always forget about it.
Yeah, the real lemon. So I messaged my mom. I'm like, hey, do you got any real lemon? She's like, yeah, come over and grab it. So I go over to grab it. While I'm out, I'm like, oh, I've got my mother-in-law's debit card. She wants to know what her statement is. I'll stop and get that for her. I'm in the area. It'll take me like 5 extra minutes, right? 2 birds, 1 stone kind of thing. I swing into the bank. I go to get the statement. I'm getting the same error she was getting. So, okay, I can't take that, but, whatever. Like, fine. I still tried. Come back. I've got the little paper with the error. I have not been gone from my house more than 10 minutes. We've already got all the ingredients and everything like that laid out for the cake, right? I have not been gone more than 10 minutes. I get back. My daughter is in tears. My mother-in-law is completely upset. The baby's fine. The dog is angry in a corner. The dog had been outside and had managed to, he's old and he doesn't lift his paw up when he walks very often, and he'd been walking across the patio, not in the grass, and he'd managed to rub one of the paws of his on his paw off, right? So he's bleeding. So my daughter goes out, and this is in the 10 minutes that I'm gone. My daughter goes out, sees that the dog's hurt. Oh my gosh, I gotta help the dog, She goes to try and take a look at his foot and bandage his foot. The dog bites her, so she's got a dog bite. In the 10 minutes that I was gone, this happened. I come back and I'm like, hey guys, I'm back. Daughter's crying. Everybody's traumatized. I was like, oh.
It looked like somebody was murdered in my backyard.
It was awful.
There was blood everywhere.
So
not from our daughter, from the dog. Because apparently what he had done was he not only he tore a piece of the hard calcium, callus on his paw off, and he didn't just stay there. No, he walked around the concrete patio and in and out of the house and everywhere while dudes with blood everywhere.
Continued to reopen it. Yeah. So I get home from getting the last ingredient that I need to make his cake, and my house looks like a murder scene and everybody's upset. So I find out what happened. We take care of the dog bite. We take care of the dog. I text my husband and I'm like, okay, so I am making you a cake, but there's going to be a delay. Some stuff happened. He gets home and he hadn't checked his text message. So we have just now, right? Okay, so we got everybody settled. We got the dog's paw taken care of and bandaged up. We got the daughter with the dog bite flushed and taken care of. Thankfully, he managed to bite her, but not like deep puncture. It was more of like a scrape.
He nips at people, especially when he's angry.
Yeah.
I mean, and he's not an aggressive dog. He would never do anything to harm anybody else. My son tries to ride him like a horse.
He's a million and a half years old.
And he is like totally cool. Oh, he knows he doesn't. The baby doesn't.
The dog's a million years old, and his paw was hurt, and he's blind, and it's not like he did it on purpose. But anyways, you gotta. It's a dog bite, right? You gotta flush it. You gotta do the. So, my daughter knows that she has to flush it for 5 minutes, and then she has to do some kind of disinfectant, and then of course keep an eye on it, because even though it's a scrape, it's a dog bite, so you need to make sure it doesn't get infection. So she decides whether she's deciding apparently between hydrogen peroxide or rubbing alcohol to sterilize the wound with. And she went with the rubbing alcohol, and so I was like, well, that'll do it. Oh my god, that'll do it. But oh, the head hurts so bad. Anyways, so all of that happened. So the cake got delayed by like 2.5 hours. Finally get the cake in the oven. My husband comes home. He has not taken a look at any of his text messages. First thing out of his mouth, he goes, "Where's my cake?"
I didn't quite say it that way, but when I golf, I turn my phone off and I put it in my golf bag, and because that is the only time that I completely check out. I'm there to relax and not think about anything. It's like right now, my phone is on and it is going off right now. Since we've sat down here, I've gotten 16 messages.
They're all from me.
Well, and it also alerts me every time somebody comments on a video, and so I mean, YouTube, you can either turn off all notifications or you can have them on. They have nothing in between. You turn off all notifications or, well, it's stupid, but oh, stay off my grass.
Okay, it's time for you to sign off now.
No, but anyway, so that was last night, and you baked the cake, but you didn't do anything else. What has happened since then? Why do I still not have cake? And then you're like, oh, look, it's hard now because it sat out all night.
Yes,
so
because then the baby had an accident, and we had to clean up the baby's accident.
Right. But after all that, why did you still not make the cake?
Because I have a toddler.
Yeah, but your daughter was still here. You could have made the cake and
What's
put some
going to
icing on it.
happen, dear
And
sweet
then write
audience?
happy birthday on it.
After we finish this
Maybe
segment,
a candle.
I'm going to start lobbing chunks of cake at Will here.
Hard cake.
What's going to happen? All right, we are going to sign off now so that I can finish Will's cake.
Yeah, I got a lot of prep work I have to do to get ready for the barbecue, and then we have to cook, and I have to get all that done because it's life. Happy Father's Day to me. Happy Father's Day to me. Happy Father.
He's so dramatic. All right, everybody, you have a great day. Bye.
Bye.